Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
Travel chaos caused by the global IT outage have continued into the evening as passengers find themselves stranded at train stations and airports across the country. More than 100 planes are grounded on what was expected to be the busiest day for UK flight departures since October 2019. Travelers hoping to enjoy the hottest day of the year have instead found themselves trapped inside train stations and airports as the technical fault, which caused Windows software to suddenly shut down, caused travel delays en masse. At Euston train station, hundreds of commuters found themselves stranded in the station's concourse. In a video shared on social media, anxious passengers could be seen stood up at Euston watching the train departure board as they waited for news about how they can make their onward travels. Meanwhile, in airports across the UK, passengers have been stuck in long queues to check in. Many of these queues were at a standstill for so long that passengers could be seen lying down on the floor resting their heads on their luggage. One passenger at Gatwick told a reporter this afternoon that his flight was meant to take off at 10:30 a.m., but by 3:30 p.m. he was still in the airport. He said, "It's not that bad because we are going home. We have some pets our friend was taking care of, so we might need to ask him to take care of them one more evening." Passengers have been left to sizzle in long lines as a mini heatwave brought temperatures of 31 C to southeast England, with the day set to be the hottest of the year so far. At Gatwick, thousands of passengers faced 3 hours of chaos and queues to check in. Dean Seddon started queuing at 6 a.m. to check in for a trip with his social media training company to Miami, Florida, ahead of their scheduled departure at 10 a.m. with Norse Atlantic Airways. "There are just people everywhere. There must be 400 people in this queue for the check-in desk I'm at. It's just bedlam," the 42-year-old from Plymouth said. "It's one of those things where you kind of know we're not going to fly, but you don't want to leave because you don't know. Staff are doing the best they can, but they don't actually know when it's going to be fixed, so it is frustrating, but you kind of feel for the staff as well." Mr. Seddon said there had been some people getting agitated in the queue, but overall travelers had remained calm. Elaine Bevan, a retired nurse from Southampton, has been waiting in line at Gatwick Airport for over 2 hours to check in for her 2 p.m. flight to Orlando, Florida. The 70-year-old booked the 2-week trip with her family in November 2023 and said she will wait as long as necessary because the holiday has been booked for such a long time. Ms. Bevan said, "We're all getting a bit tired. It took us ages to find the queue in the first place." Asked if she was prepared to wait until the evening for the flight, she said, "I think we have to. It's been booked for a long time, since November last year." She asked, "In the world where IT is king, why does it not perform as it should?" Marcelo Jones is flying to Los Angeles where he studies law. The 25-year-old from Cornwall said he hopes to get his money back, but added, "We'll see what happens. There is not much I can do. I just want to get on the plane." Most passengers at Gatwick remained in good spirits thanks to bottles of water being handed out and sufficient air conditioning within the airport. Heathrow, Europe's busiest airport, has also been hit with a spokesman saying the travel hub was implementing contingency plans to minimize the impact of the global IT outage. The spokesperson said, "Microsoft is currently experiencing a global outage which is impacting select systems at Heathrow. Flights are operational and we are implementing contingency plans to minimize any impact on journeys. Passengers are advised to check with their airline for the latest flight information." Airports, railway operators and ferry crossings have all been impacted by today's Microsoft meltdown. Here's a rundown of the worst affected areas. Gatwick, 3-hour delays reported going through check-in, with travelers describing scenes of pandemonium. Heathrow, disruption has been reported by the airport, says flights are still taking off. Edinburgh Airport, passengers have been forced to queue outside, with the airport reporting that wait